Welcome to our continuing series on homeopathy with our beloved Dr. Pachegaonkar. Namaste. Today we take up a subject that's something that troubles many people, the common headache. And most will take an Advil or an aspirin, such as myself, and in an hour or two it's gone. How can homeopathy better this condition?
One has to understand why headache comes. Basically, a headache is a symptom where there is some crisis in the organism which has to be overcome. For simple example, like if one has hyperacidity, one would tend to get headache. Suppose one has indigestion, one has infection, be it malarial infection or even viral or bacterial. It can be even brain tumor, or it can be anything which is even a transient indisposition, what we call. So headache actually forces or imposes hibernation on the person. So headache is something which is indicative of some crisis going on in the background, some inflammation or some maladjustment in the system where the person has to hibernate for a while till it is resolved. So there is no point in giving a painkiller and complying with the headache. Headache may go, but the underlying cause may not go. So it is always better to study the whole onset and the pattern of the headache so that we can perceive the underlying pathology or pathogenesis, and that has to be resolved.
So I have two questions. When one has a headache, if it's not a migraine headache, just a regular headache, under homeopathy, how long does it last? And number two, can you define hibernation for us?
See, regarding the duration of action or the time span required for cure, it would vary from case to case. In like 50% of cases, you don't need remedial intervention. Suppose someone has not slept well, or he has not eaten a right kind of food, one may get headache, and once that is corrected, headache will subside. But if it is because of some underlying pathology, say malarial infection, now unless that malarial infection is taken care of, headache will not go. So, and you get periodical headache. So there are varieties of cases where headache is just a symptom, an indicator of some underlying pathogenesis. So that has to be taken care of. So in homeopathy, sometimes if it is like a migraine-like headache or headache due to exposure to sun, you get instant relief, so long as there is no maintaining cause being maintained in the system. So it would be instant relief in homeopathy.
What do you use for that?
Well, we have actually, our task is very simple. We don't try to what we call interpret the headache. We just match the type of headache, the whole evolution and modalities with the headache described in our drug. Because in homeopathy, all our medicines are proved on healthy human beings. And if during proving the drug has produced that type of headache, exactly the same syndrome, that remedy helps, and that helps instantly. We have Natria muraticum, a very common remedy. We have belladonna, we have aconite, we have gelsemium for different type of headaches. Another, like you asked, what hibernation means. Hibernation is something where you stop undue activities, minimize your physiological activities, and so that your system can concentrate on healing. So minimum discharge of energy will be there. Simple example is, especially it is common in frog. Suppose the conditions are not conducive for the life of frog, it goes into a hiding place and stops all undue activity. Just bare minimum activities for life are taken care of, and therefore the frog can be there for months together without even having a food or anything. So this is what we call hibernation.
Okay.
So a simple example, like suppose someone has been exposed to sun, and because of that heat one comes down with headache.
It has been the case with me many times.
Yes, because everywhere when you are exposed to some sort of a contrast, body can't acclimatize instantly, so body needs some time. So body actually creates some such sort of a symptom like headache, so that you are not further exposed to even sun, as well as you are not exposed to certain work, you are not vulnerable. So headache confines you to your room, so you take off from yourself off from work and you try to rest so that the healing takes place. So hibernation means that way.
Okay. Once again, then you would take a certain homeopathic treatment to alleviate it. But I have had pretty close contact with gelsemium, which is a beautiful plant,
Yes,
but very poisonous.
yes. And gelsemium is a wonderful remedy where the description of headache is what we call D's, 4 D's: dullness, drowsiness, and there the gelsemium is the headache. Typical headache in gelsemium is a slow onset headache, a congestion towards head, person feels dizzy and toxic, and slow onset, insidious onset, and person goes just thirstless. And even the blood pressure lowers in gelsemium, and even the pulse rate is slow. So gelsemium is wonderful remedy for headaches, especially because of heat, sun headaches. We give gelsemium.
In your experience, what kind of people come to you with headaches? All kinds?
Yes, all kinds. Because the commonest in Pondicherry is headache because of hyperacidity.
Oh.
If the person has not slept well, inadequate sleep, then irregular diet, and if they eat junk food, constipation, they have frequent bowel movement, but they feel constipated. So these sick headaches, the common complaint we come across, and we have a simple remedy like Naxomica.
Oh, Nux vomica.
Again, a plant which
It's
is
strychnos.
that way.
No,
Yes,
it's
yes,
strychnos.
exactly.
Yes, I know it.
So Naxomica helps such headaches instantly. That too.
Very interesting.
But all varieties we get. There are people who get headache when they are constipated. There are people who get headache after reading small letters, after working with computer. There are people who have headache after exposure to bright light or even sunlight. So like simple belladonna instantly helps such cases.
Very
So
interesting.
we have more than 100 remedies where they are useful in alleviating headache. But in homeopathy, best thing would be it won't have like a painkiller action. It will definitely relieve, but instantly.
I see. Well, this is very important for many people.
But most troublesome cases are migraines. Because migraines, it takes few months to few years to relieve. Basically what happens, migraine is something where it's very complex phenomena. So many factors work together. It can be like emotional imbalance, it can be like low vitality. So where the person needs to hibernate for 2 to 3 days with every episode. But what we counsel the patients is that once or twice or thrice the person has to allow his system to overcome the headache, and once successfully body does it without medicinal intervention, then the body knows how to avert it. So this is how we convince, and we have seen that for years together people don't come down with that migraine like headache.
So the body takes care of any future incidences.
Body has mechanism, and once or twice or thrice your body goes through it and overcomes it, then to that memory is there, basic memory, so body knows how to do it. Only thing is we have to allow body to do it. Otherwise prompt interventions will always be undue.
And during that time, do you provide medication to the patient? Or
We give homeopathic medicines which take care of what we call stimulating this innate healing system. We don't give medicine for headache to be alleviated. We give the medicine to the person who has compromised by developing headache. So these basic things homeopathic remedies take care of, but we don't give painkillers as such.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Dr. Pachegaonkar will give some advice in Marathi.
काय झालेलं आहे की आपल्याकडे डिस्लेक्शिया ह्या केसेस खूप येत आहेत, आणि शाळेमध्ये शिकताना मुलाला जर शिकण्यामध्ये अडचण वाटत असेल, काही शब्दांच्या उच्चारामध्ये किंवा काही शब्द लिहिताना ते उलटा सुलटा लिहितात, आणि त्यामुळे त्यांचा शाळेमधला जो परफॉर्मन्स आहे तो एकदम कमी होतो. आणि याच्यावर जर त्याच्या मनातली चंचलता ही खरी कारणीभूत असते. त्यांचा बुद्ध्यांक चांगला असतो, त्यांच्यामध्ये ते अतिशय हुशार पण असतात, परंतु त्यांच्या चंचलतेमुळे ती एकाग्र होऊ शकत नाहीत, आणि एकाग्रता नसल्यामुळे त्यांच्यामध्ये डिस्लेक्शियाची लक्षणे येतात. यामध्ये शिक्षकांनी आणि पालकांनी अतिशय कमी वयामध्ये त्यांचा आत्मविश्वास ढळू न देता त्यांचा चांगला आत्मविश्वास वाढवून त्यांची एकाग्रता वाढण्यासाठी जर प्रयत्न केला तर ते फार उपयुक्त होईल. आणि त्याबरोबरच त्यांना म्हणजे श्वासाची व्यायाम सांगणे, त्यांना सावकाश कामं करण्याची सवय लावणे, आणि त्यांचा आत्मविश्वास वाढवून एकाग्रता ठेवून जर वाचण्यास सुरुवात केली तर डिस्लेक्शिया दुरुस्त होऊ शकतो.